Is there anything redeeming about the 2026 World Cup at this point? It's unaffordable, expansion has made it grossly uninteresting. The beautiful game's showpiece event has become nothing more than an ugly husk of a competition whose soul was harvested by late-stage capitalism. Congrats, Gianni Infantino, you're officially the World Cup, that is. This thing is cooked. We're talking Ron Propeel, Showtime rotisserie barbecue levels of cooked.
And I'll set it, and that's all you have to do.
Move over, Slumdog Millionaire. Infantino is Slumlord Billionaire. A story of a corporate nothing yes man in FIFA headquarters who moved his way up through the ranks by a sheer willingness to whore soccer out to the highest bidder and eat groceries of just about any sad sack world leader and billionaire who was willing to take him up on the offer. Infantino is Randall Weems from Recess, desperately seeking approval in all the wrong places.
An honorary member. Yeah, scandalous.
All he wants is acceptance from billionaires and world leaders who would not piss on him if he was on fire. He serves a purpose to that class. But make no mistake, they look upon him with utter disdain. He is a merchant loitering in the royal court. We have watched as the World Cup has devolved into a bloated mess of a competition. But who needs competitive matches when more matches equals greater television revenue? And I mean, quite frankly, I suppose FIFA line of thinking here is glory hunters are going to watch any old thing played under the World Cup banner. Wait, the bottom line is supposed to be soccer. If it's not soccer, what is it? Inequality franchise. The rich get richer and the rest of us, actual soccer fans, we're stuck with whatever Gianni Infantino and his group of cronies decides to thrust upon us. It's not about the sport or the most prestigious soccer tournament in the world. It can't be when its so-called steward is far more interested in the dealings of boardrooms and government offices than anything that's happened on the pitch in the past 20 years.
Today I feel disabled.
I mean, he'd probably sell the trophy to the highest bidder if he could get away with it. Actually, I probably shouldn't give him any ideas. I shouldn't put any thoughts in that pea brain of Infantino's because he might actually try it. Besides, we already have Argentina making up trophies for its domestic club competition. We also know Infantino does not need an excuse to commission some butt-ass, ugly, fake-ass trophy to sell to the highest bidder. Giveaway. Yeah, beyond that, we are already playing the World Cup in some of the worst countries imaginable, mine included for the record, and then FIFA bends over backwards to accommodate these countries while telling all other stakeholders, players, clubs, leagues, fans, to get bent. Seriously, FIFA will switch the World Cup to winter, but is now demanding every league in the world, regardless of location, to organize their calendars around the Northern Hemisphere winter. I mean, it's not even the Northern Hemisphere winter. We're basically talking about the time of greatest convenience for Real Madrid, Barcelona, a handful of English clubs. And the only reason it needs to be at this time is so they can complete transfers. Come on, just don't have a transfer window. And I mean, what is the point of having the summer open for international competitions, for FIFA sanctioned competitions, if the World Cup is going to be played in winter anyway? Oh yeah, that's right. The Club World Cup, the competition nobody wants, but is getting forced down our throat anyway. That's why the summer needs to be open. I suppose we should not be surprised by any of this. FIFA has proven time and time again to not care about the average fan, the wealthy fan. Of course, they love, they adore, but you know, just the average person somewhere in the world, they're pretty much irrelevant to the global soccer organization. Ticket prices continue to increase, and now soccer's governing body has found a way to get a cut of sales and resales from both sides. Like, holy hell. Confusingly, everyone's being expected to pay these exorbitant prices for a group stage that means less now than ever before. 2/3 of the teams participating in the World Cup group stage in 2026, 32 teams to be precise, are going to advance to the knockout round in a tournament that has 48 teams. It is literally easier to make it to the knockout round now than it is to miss out. What are we doing here? Who in the bloody earth thought, hey, this is a good idea? More games, less meeting. That is stupid, and that is what greed gets you.
Some harder shit now. The truth's getting round.
Let's talk about the rumbling surrounding the World Cup draw, shall we? Because that was a shit show par excellence. To me, All of these people talking about how, oh, the World Cup draw was rigged in favor of America, this, that, and the other. It's so trivial. Seriously, that's what you're focused on here? This is like seeing someone go out and commit a murder and then getting super butthurt because they ran a red light. Yeah, you know, both are crimes, both are offenses, but one is definitely more important than the other in the scheme of things. Look at all the things FIFA is up to these days, and not everything lies at the feet of Gianni Infantino. He is not to blame for everything. This is an organization, historically, that is proven to be absurdly corrupt. He simply latched on to the con his predecessors had been running and took it to its natural conclusion. I guess it's true what they say. It's all capitalism, and there is so much about FIFA that just doesn't make sense. For instance, this is supposed to be a not-for-profit entity, and yet they have billions of dollars in reserve. Billions with a B. What possible global soccer emergency could require needing to have multi-billions of dollars of cash in reserves? Look, I understand organizations needing to have cash in reserve. You want to have that safety net to operate, but multiple billions of dollars? Get out of here. What could you possibly need this for? There's only so many unnecessarily ornate trophies, private jets, 5-star hotel stays, and private schooling for the president's kid you can have saved in the bank. FIFA, by the way, is footing the bill for all of that already and still maintains this massive vault of money, I guess, to keep around in case their leadership wants to swim in change Scrooge McDuck style. This seems like a not so great use of resources, and let's remember what FIFA's mission is as a not-for-profit organization. It's supposed to take the money it earns and reinvest it back into football, and I guess it does that apart from those massive cash reserves it's keeping on hand.
'Cause we can't afford to be generous.
FIFA's track record for fulfilling that mission, by the way, complete and utter bullshit. It is terrible at reinvesting back in the football. In fact, what it's really doing with all of this money sloshing around is running an elaborate game of corporate quid pro quo. They hand out these funds and award grants to confederations and member associations, and then the people who receive said funds and said grants vote for FIFA leadership, and then they vote for the people who gave them this money, and then those people give them more money. You see why this can be problematic. You want to hear something worse? The FIFA Forward program, the program that sort of oversees a lot of that, is totally inept. There's no accountability. There's very little transparency. Auditing sucks. It is the ultimate target for corruption. Let's also not forget how Infantino basically gerrymandered his way into a third term, ignoring the fact he had spent 39 months on the job prior to that first election when FIFA presidents aren't supposed to be serving for more than 12 years anyway. But look, we all know people who are corrupt rarely push those out the door enabling corruption. Not that I'm saying anyone is corrupt, not that I'm mentioning any specific names tied to corruption, but if the shoe fits, I also want to talk about Infantino's predecessor, Sepp Blatter, who was hella corrupt. Everybody knew how corrupt Blatter was, and yet at least he kind of seemed to care about soccer. He seemed to want what was sort of best for the sport as long as he got his in the process. I don't know if Infantino knows the difference between a football and a hippopotamus testicle. I guess we'll never know the answer to that. There's another factor here we should also talk about. There does not seem to be another alternative. No one is standing up for the public in regards to this nonsense being pulled with the World Cup. People want to try to reason with this rampant greed and possible corruption. If The Guardian publishes enough educated, thoughtful articles, if everyone just asks nicely, hey, can you not ruin soccer, that's going to stop the steamroller here? That somehow these efforts are enough to spare our beloved sport from being carved up by the 1% and shitified and then served back to us worse than before at a higher price than before?
There's not enough to fatten the cows and feed all of us.
Make no mistake, the corporate cows are going to get theirs first and foremost, and the cow patties are all we average fans have left. Little Johnny has spent his entire career making sure that happens. No amount of talking or taking the high road or presenting rational arguments is going to change that fact. Quite frankly, fuck that noise. It's time to go Paul Heyman talking about TNN in 2000.
Everybody wants to do a shoot. This, my friends, is a shoot.
I hate what soccer and the World Cup have become under Gianni Infantino. I hate Infantino's stinking guts. I hate his guts for abandoning what made soccer in the World Cup special. I hate his guts for not supporting the growth of the game. I hate Infantino's guts for selling out the World Cup to be nothing more than a late-stage capitalistic whore. I hate his stinking guts for cozying up to wannabe strongman leaders and selling out the sport to the highest bidder. And he's only doing that because he thinks that's where the money's going to go. You can try to put the blinders on and ignore everything that's happening outside of the World Cup sphere, outside of the games themselves. You can pretend that all of this is irrelevant. The World Cup's still soccer's biggest, most prestigious tournaments, and hey, at least they haven't priced you out yet. Yet, of course, being the operative word here. It's only a matter of time before tickets are priced beyond your reach and TV rights are divided to 9 different streaming platforms. You have got to keep in mind the bottom line is the dollar side. It's inequality franchise. The World Cup is cooked. Ignore the warning at your own peril. Thank you for watching this video. And also, just a reminder, go listen to the Desperecitos album, Read Music, Speak Spanish. To learn more about one of America's more unlikely soccer success stories, you can check out the video in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And for the tale of one of the most amazing players, at least to me, amazing players, Laurent Robert, check out the video in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Until next time, I am Shine Hollis. This is The Touchback. And as always, hashtag take it out, the 25.